Bunge power. Power. This side power. Power. Haya, sawa. Tutachukua muda mingi sana, but kwenye nitaongea inakuwa ya maana, sitaongea tu. Sawa. Mimi naitwa Wakili Ojwang, na for the past 2 days tumepita kambi City Motion kutetea mmoja wetu. For the past 2 days tumekuwa City Motion tukitetea mmoja wetu wenye alitolewa kwa baba yake kuja tu kuuliwa hapa Nairobi. So I don't want to go out of the topic mada ya leo. I will start with the finance bill, alafu nitamaliza na hiyo story ya Albert Ojwang. So I want to give you all the information with a lot of specificity na kila kitu bila kuacha anything, because as of today I was in the autopsy room where they were doing the postmortem. So I will give you everything from the horse's mouth. Hiyo ya cousins tutaona. Yeah. So, but I want to start with the finance bill. Number 1. Last year June. Okay. Asante sana mtafika information kwa wakili, kwa sababu yeye amesema yeye ni wakili wa yule kijana aliuliwa. Tungependa atufafanulie, asiongee mambo ya si amesema ya pagani. Wewe umesema utamalizia. Agustia. Huyo kijana asiingie kwa mambo ya hapana, atufafanulie.
Anamaliza, amesema ya kwamba anaanza na finance, kama anaenda
story ya finance bill ni muhimu.
Pika kidogo, mimi nilikuwa na concern moja. Ile kitu yenye iko kwa flow ni kitu sensitive. Yaani kitu inahusu hii nchi. Mimi nilikuwa naomba msemaji mwenye ako katikati ya flow apewe muda yake yenye inatosha na yake tu. Bila kutaratibu.
I want to start with the finance bill because it is very important comparing to what it cost last year. Then I will go to the Albert case. So with the finance bill number 1, last year we created a culture that brought about all of us rejecting the entire segments of the finance bill. So, when the finance bill was voted in last year, and everyone in the country said no, and you remember the citizens impeached parliament, but they went ahead and passed the finance bill for 2024-2025. With the president's letter came and in ourselves the bill to law. So that's why it is very important to understand what we have in the finance bill for 2025-2026 that is going to guide the country through the financial year. for the next 12 months. I would not want us to reject or accept the finance bill in totality, because this is where hapa ndio mali public opinion inakuja. That is why they draft first the bill, then they bring it out to the public to inquire their opinion about it. Hiyo ndio sababu wakikuja na tunaongeza tax kutoka hapa hadi hapa, wanakuja kuwauliza. Mimi nimesoma hiyo finance bill na kumekuwa na amendments. Mnajua venye some of these laws are made. For example, finance bill inatengenezwa inakuja after every year, but it is being amended every year depending on given sections that they feel that needs to be amended since they have certain effects in the country. So there are 4 amendments in the finance bill. We have amendment on income tax. We have amendment on income tax. We have amendment on Tax Procedures Act. We have amendments on excise duty. And we have amendments on Miscellaneous and Levies Act. So there are 5 amendments. There is also excise duty and there are 5. I did 5 or 6. But I captured 4 because those are the most important ones. So with Tax Procedures Act, that is where I have a problem. Because there is an amendment that has been brought to give KRA authority to check and know business secrets of business individuals, and also to check their personal information. When it comes to issues of taxation and tax payment, I don't think getting business secrets of businesses is important. What is important is audit. Yenye unajua hii jamaa biashara yake inatoshana aje na anafaa lipe tax inatoshana aje, which is calculated. It is provided for in our constitution, in amendment parliament, where we know that the VAT should be 15%. Sasa unajua biashara ya huyu ukifanya inapata 100,000, unajua tu inafaa itoke wapi, na hii pesa kwa hii good inafaa itoe nini, na hii inafaa itoe nini, ndio? Hakuna haja kuingia kuja kuangalia siri ya hii biashara inatoka wapi. Hiyo ina infringe kwa wewe kama right yako, your right to privacy. Sasa hiyo mimi I would want it to be amended. I'm saying there are some proportions of this tax, this finance bill that is good. That's why I'm not saying we need to reject all of it or accept all of it. Segments where they want to obtain the business secrets should be amended. Another one, they are saying that they are saying that when there is a dispute and you have taken your case as a business owner to tribunal and you have lost, because you know you are allowed to appeal until you exhaust all your avenues of appeal. So they are saying that if you have now gone to appeal, KRA is being given authority to instruct your bank to come and collect the tax or the penalty. That one should not be allowed. that is also against your right, because you are required to make sure that you exhaust all your appeals, so that after that, then is when now penalties can be issued. I hope najaribu Kiswahili kidogo, but yes, hii finance bill pia iko na uzuri kidogo. Pensions na gratuities ya wazee wametoa hiyo tax, na kuna kitu kingine pia yenye also I feel ni ina nini inatufinya kidogo. Kuna there is steel that is being manufactured here in Kenya that is used to build houses, and walikuwa wameweka tax yake ikakuwa chini kidogo compared to ile inakuwa imported. Ndio sababu competition ikue kidogo kwa watu wanaitengeneza hapa Kenya. Unajua, you have to promote local businesses, because sisi kama wananchi kwanza inaitwa hata patriotism. Tunajipenda kwanza, ndio tunapenda huko nje. So hii steel metal wametoa hiyo ya nje from 17.5% to 5%. Unajua, obviously niseme mtu anakuja kununua steel hapa Kenya na yenye ana import nje na bei zote nje gani. Sio ya nje. Hii biashara ya huyu jamaa anajaribu hapa itaharibika. Sasa hiyo pia mimi naona hawajui, wanafaa waongelee. Kuna vitu mingi kwa finance bill yenye tunaongelea leo, lakini najua pia kuna watu wengine wanataka kuongea, si ndio? Na pia nisiwe boring sana. Wabo? You want to inform me? Okay.
Kama anakuwa ongelea hiyo kwa sababu yes, registered a particular business whereby that business is supposed to be like
Songa karibu.
hardware. But when it comes to like fertilizer, let's come to the fertilizer. So you also have a transport company which is doing transportation of in bulk. So most of these things, when they get to even a tender to do transportation, they transport this
like ni kidogo tatu.
Here in NCPT, they are being taken where?
Bado wanaongea mambo ya finance bill, lakini nataka kupiga line.
Relate that one with the tax that we are talking about with the exempt and zero rating. Thank you.
Okay, you asked a very good question, but I just want to give you an idea of what tax exempt and zero rated is.
Hii ni bunge.
When a commodity
Anajaribu clarify
is
mambo ya
tax
finance
exempted,
bill.
it means there is no tax imposed on it. When a commodity is zero rated, it means if you calculate the tax, the percentage rating, which is zero, to that commodity, you get zero, which there is no tax towards it as well. But the problem now we find when comparing zero-rated and tax-exempt is when in case you need a refund. In case you need a refund of a given commodity that you bought from any facility, that is where the difference comes. But I wouldn't get into finer details of this because there is no commodity right now that has been given tax exempt status of services. What we had was the pharmaceutical products which were exempted from the tax. But right now, we have been given the 16% VAT. I don't know whether I've answered that well, but there's finer details to this that I would want to stop there with I would want to stop there with the finance bill, and then I go to the murder of Albert Ojwang, because that is what is a bit serious in the current dispensation we are in today. So yesterday, I am giving you first-hand information. Yesterday, we were at Central Police Station in the morning, where we all agreed with Dr. Johannes and among others. And we headed to the city mortuary, where the post-mortem was supposed to be done. So, when we reached city mortuary yesterday, we were told that the post-mortem was to be done at 10. They delayed, and we had a brief from Johannes Odur, Daktari, someone I respect so much, and he said that he is part of the family from the mother side, so he will not be able to do the post-mortem, which is acceptable because of conflict of interest. Because you know this matter will culminate to a criminal proceeding. And we don't want anything to be done out of books. Everything should be done to the latter without any complaint, so that we get justice that is unfiltered, so that everyone who is involved should be held accountable individually, not as a group, not as a unit, not as a force, but individually. From the police station in where Albert was picked from, the person who authorized, the station officer who authorized the young man to be transported from Homa Bay to Nairobi. There is no law that allows you to release a prisoner in your cell to be taken to another place. From that officer there up to the highest office, where we hear some other officer made a complaint. So yesterday while we were at city mortuary, we adjourned at 10, then we agreed that we would do the autopsy at 2. And once you were there at 2, we waited for another 2 hours, and no doctor showed up. We were briefed again by Dr. Njeru, who was supposed to do the postmortem. She came late and she said she was fatigued, so she could not do the autopsy. Na hapo tukasema hapana. There were a lot of Gen Zs outside there wakaamua kama si leo saa hii, then hakuna mtu anatoka hapa. It a lot of persuasion to postpone the autopsy today, which I won't be much detail about that. So when we got there today in the morning, Dr. Media, because Dr. Njiru had a postmortem going on in the morning. So hakufanya, hakukuwa around. Then Dr. Johansen called Dr. Media and Dr. Njoroge. But Njoroge was not available. So Media showed up. Dr. Media, Bernard Media showed up. Dr. Bernard Media is the one who did the autopsy today. So when he showed up, he wanted to do something called virtuopsy. So virtuopsy is whereby you use a CT scan to get the final details of each and every part of the body that was afflicted. But he said, for us to do a virtuopsy, we will need to have darkness. So they wanted the autopsy to be done. Leo sangapi? So the family pathologist, Dr. Puma, said, if this thing has to be postponed again to Jioni, we are not going to accept. We have to just go traditional and do it the traditional way. So he said, me, I was just advising, but if you choose that we go the traditional way, that is fine by me. So we agreed, and the mob, we had representatives from IMLU, International Medical Legal Unit. Then we had AMREF, then we had IPOA, then we had the DCIO, then we had the lawyers, and the family, and then we have 5 pathologists. We had 5 pathologists. And, I think we were around 12. I think we were around 12 inside there, and a member from the public. So when we were inside there, that is where all the information was. And talking now from a perspective of just me, I think if you see some of those media interviews that were being done, one of them you see me cry. Because I was not ready for that. It was my first time to be inside a mob. It was my first time to watch an autopsy done. And that was the most painful procedure that human being is taken through. I'm even afraid I won't sleep tonight, but I hope I will sleep. Because what I saw, I have a picture in my face, and it is so disheartening to allow a citizen of this country to face such brutality. When Albert's dad got into the mob to identify his son so that the procedure could begin, the old man wept like a child. We saw the pain and the hopelessness in his eyes. We saw a man so devastated, a man that sees no future at all. I am saying this with a lot of empathy, and I just don't know how to mince my words, but today is the day I missed hope for this country. I didn't have a chance to see Albert yesterday because I was still gathering courage so that I could see him today, because I knew I was going to be part of the team that was going to be in the post-mortem. When now the examination started, and Dr. Media had to order the junior doctors to flip the body on one side so that we can see what happened on the head area, the back area, and the hands. The first question I asked myself when I saw that is, how is even this suicide? That was the first question. Because his left side, his right side was beaten, and there was a crack on the skin of his head. When the back was opened, there was blood. That was the most painful thing, that even explaining it would be difficult. His hands on the sides were having bruises, a show of someone maybe who was defending himself in his last moments of death. I know it has been determined that the cause of death was strangulation, because there was also swelling on his neck. His face, that picture you are seeing online is the exact description of what is there. His face was swollen, his eye areas were beaten, there was blood on both sides. There was blood in his nose and in his ears as well. I don't know. It just looks like a horror movie. Let me stop there. I don't want to go much into that, because anyway, there's still an ongoing investigation to give us all the information that we need. There's still the toxicology report, which is not yet out, among other things. I know we'll get a detailed report, and when I get the report, I'll share with Victor here to give you. I know we'll have it probably in the course of next week. But lastly, now before I leave, for far too long, as a country, we have faced a lot of brutality. For far too long as a country, we have suffered from the hands of the police. I am not saying this so that they can come and abduct me tomorrow. No, I'm not. Yeah, I just want to leave this place happy. But I'm just saying this out of sheer pain. Because again, also, if I don't say it, yesterday they went for Albert, the other day they went for Mosh. You don't know whether they'll come for you, or me, or who next. But we should not live in a country with fear that tomorrow they will come for me, or tomorrow they will abduct me, or tomorrow they will kill me. We don't have any lesser citizen in this country, and we are not also not serving any lesser God than anyone. We are all citizens of the Republic of Kenya. We are all accorded equal human rights. And that is something the police need to understand. Serious crimes in police custody. Please allow me to finish when you ask a question. Serious crimes in police custody. If a convict, escapes, and if someone is killed in a prison cell, I know most of that they are told. If someone would have escaped from Central Police Station today, there would be police officers hovering everywhere right now. Helicopters kila mahali. Na hata hapa kumekuwa na polisi wamevaa in normal civilian. Lakini lakini mbona kama ni civilian amekufa, ameuliwa, mbona wasifanye due diligence? I am asking the investigating authorities follow due process and give us a report as fast as they can. And we are promising that we are going to seek justice for Albert Ojwang. Come rain, come sun. We will do everything to give justice to Albert. Even a dog should not be beaten that way. Even a dog should not be killed that way. So as I am going to conclude, I am asking all the officers involved. And another thing, I'm also at the IG said yesterday that the DIG made a complaint. We want to know that the DIG made a complaint to who? And what were the exact wordings of that particular complaint? We are not going to leave any stone unturned. We don't want to weep anymore. We want to live. These policemen are our brothers and sisters. What changes when they go to the force? To protect us or to kill us? Are we going to live in fear every day that if I say this, I will be arrested? No! It shouldn't be that way. So this is going to mark as a litmus to give justice to Albert. And we'll do everything to give justice to that young man. He had a very bright future ahead of him. Same as to us and everyone here. No one had any right of cutting his life short. No one at all. I don't want to say much past that, but justice for Albert Ojwang. Thank you so much.
Wewe swali ina gani? Enda siti mchari.